Hey, so let me guess, you want to know where to live when moving to Burnaby, British Columbia? Well, I got you covered. Stay tuned for the rest of this video and make sure you stay till the end of the video because at the end, I'm going to be showing you the most amazing place to live in this great city. So stay tuned for the video, guys. Hey guys, I'm Aaron Sangier here with Prestige Property Group, and me and my team are actually a team of local realtors out here in Burnaby BC, and we actually help people that are looking to buy or sell real estate in Burnaby and the rest of the lower mainland, guys. So first things first, make sure you guys hit that button down below and subscribe to this page so that every week when new videos are coming out, you guys are the first people to be able to see them. And yeah, so first things first, guys, I'm gonna just get to it. So right now where I'm actually standing at is I'm in Edmonds, in the Edmonds neighborhood of Burnaby, British Columbia. So one thing you'll kind of notice about the Edmonds neighborhood of Burnaby is, as you can see kind of beside me, is there's a lot of stores and stuff like that located really close by, and a lot of condominiums and townhouses. Well, not a lot of townhouses as much as it is condominiums and single family detached homes, right? So as you can see even behind me, there's a lot of condominiums and stuff like that, and with a lot of stores located really close by. So kind of what you'll notice even behind me is the stores are located literally right here, and even like right beside me right here on the right hand side, there's tons of shops and like grocery stores and fresh produce places and stuff like that. So that's kind of like one of the main things you'll notice about Edmonds, the Edmonds area of Burnaby, is everything's located literally right next door to you. Yeah, so like there's Buy Low Foods right behind me and stuff like that. And then even kind of taking that a step further, so well, one of the things that you kind of notice about this neighborhood is there's a lot more detached homes here, and like I said, a lot more condominiums and stuff, right? So yeah, and then secondly, after Edmonds, I would say after this area, one of the really nice places to live in Burnaby, British Columbia is Metrotown. So Metrotown is actually located, I'd say maybe like a 10-minute drive from here. So the one thing you'll kind of notice about Metrotown is the fact that Skytrain service is literally everywhere, right? So one thing about Metrotown is it's kind of like downtown Vancouver, like the downtown Vancouver of Burnaby. And one of the main things that you'll kind of notice about that area is Skytrain service is readily available everywhere. There's not a lot of townhouses, but there's quite a few townhouses, and there's just tons of condos in the area, right? Because the main thing is it's a main city hub and a main city metropolis. So again, like as you can see behind me, there's just not a lot of like vacant land for you to build detached homes in. So what you'll notice is it just makes a lot more sense for people just to build a lot more condominiums in that area, because like I said, just like right behind me, that's what you'll kind of see through all of Metrotown is everything's kind of like congested and close by. And so even a lot of people in that area, it's kind of like downtown Vancouver, where instead of buying a car, it just makes more sense for them just to transit everywhere, because it's cheaper. And then at the end of the day, it just makes more logical sense, right? Because the amenities are located so close to you. Yeah, and then on top of that too, another great thing about Metrotown is in regards to like the demographic of people that live there, and just Burnaby in general. What you notice is they have a pretty big like Chinese, Japanese, and like Korean demographics that kind of live here. So that's kind of like one of the main things that you'll kind of notice about this area. And then on top of that, a lot of things to do in the areas, like especially in like Metrotown, there's a lot of good Korean barbecue, sushi food. The dumplings there are amazing. It's like Chinese food and stuff like that's great too. And then okay, so thirdly, places to live is South Slope. So South Slope is actually located just a few minutes from over here. One thing that you'll kind of notice about South Slope is it's kind of like Metrotown, but the only difference is that there's a little bit more detached homes, more single family detached homes. That's literally the only difference. And it's not as much of the hustle and bustle of the city life. It's a little bit more quiet, like how kind of where I am right now in the Edmonds neighborhood. It's kind of a little bit like this when you go into the actual smaller inner streets. And then when you're kind of on like the main roads, like I was showing you guys before, what you'll see is kind of more like that downtown feel, the more hustle and bustle. And what you'll kind of notice is like all the jobs and all like the businesses and like the business epicenters and stuff like that are located really close by, in like the main downtown core of South Slope and Metrotown and stuff like that too, right? Yeah, so there's tons of things to do there too. And then there's like tons of restaurants and amenities, just like how there is here in Edmonds neighborhood. But the only difference being that Skytrain is just a teensy bit closer. With I believe it's the Royal Oak Skytrain station is located right there, so it's a really close walk. And then the last but not least place that I'd say you need to live when moving to Burnaby, British Columbia, is North Burnaby. So North Burnaby is actually the main place where SFU is. So SFU is Simon Fraser University. It's actually one of the biggest universities in here in British Columbia, and one of the biggest universities in Vancouver, I mean in Canada in general, right? So that's a great place. And the one thing you'll kind of notice about North Burnaby is it's a little bit different from here, where Skytrain service is located really close by. If you're living in North Burnaby, they do have Skytrain services and you're like SFU and stuff like that, but it obviously depends on where you're living in North Burnaby, because of in certain places you're gonna have to have a vehicle and a car, because of Skytrain services and like stuff like that isn't located as close by as it is in the rest of like Edmonds, South Slope, and Metrotown, where you're essentially from the front of your doorstep, it's going to be like a 10-minute walk, right? As opposed to over there, it depends ultimately where you live, because in certain places it might be a 10-minute walk, and at certain places where you're living in North Burnaby, you might be even driving like 15 minutes to get to the closest Skytrain service. So that's kind of like the differences that you'll see. And then another I guess pro about North Burnaby as opposed to here is it's located really close to East Vancouver. So you can get to like Hastings and the rest of downtown Vancouver relatively quickly, but you know, the same thing kind of with the rest of Burnaby too, because the Skytrain service is located really close by in Edmonds, South Slope, and Metrotown. So for when you get on the Skytrain, it takes maybe about like 15-20 minutes to get to Vancouver as well, like the main portion of Vancouver, right? To get to downtown, it'll probably take a little bit more than that, but in general, that's kind of what we do see. So hopefully that did give you guys a great idea of what makes Burnaby so special and what the top areas are to live in Burnaby when you're looking to move out here. Another thing, like I said guys at the start, make sure you guys hit that button down below and subscribe to this page. And if you live in Burnaby, let me know what your top neighborhood is in the area, right? Maybe it's not any of the 4 that I just chose. It could be something else, right? So just let me know. And if you're looking to move out here, let me know so far what your favorite places are of what you think, where you're thinking about moving here, right? So are you thinking so far about moving to Metrotown, Edmonds area, South Slope, North Burnaby, or one of the other amazing neighborhoods in the area? So just drop that down in the comment section below. And then another thing guys, always make sure to check out our videos. We always make sure to put out 2 videos each week. So this way when you subscribe to our page and you hit that notification button down below too, every week when the new videos do come out, you guys are gonna be the first people to see it, right? And then just check out the rest of our videos too. I'll see you guys in the next video, guys.